Hey, welcome in this video, and today we are going to talk about more mistakes, how to punish beginner mistakes. And if someone is a beginner, then he's going to make mistakes, or if he has 2000 ELO, then can continue making mistakes playing like beginner. So we have this position, it's white's turn here, but let's go from the beginning actually. I had the white pieces, I started the game with this one, I played this Blitz game yesterday, and we have a lot to learn. After this move d5, I continue with this one, and now my opponent play this move knight to f6. I think this is the martial defense, and usually you should do one of these two things. You should play after this move d4, you can play d5, or you should play knight to f6, but never combine these ideas together. Why? Because if you play like that, then white can take the pawn, and here usually black has to recapture. If he just recapture with a queen here like that, I didn't mention this in my Greek video, but it doesn't matter, it's just for you. Then we can develop our knight and attack the queen. So we're going to win a tempo by attacking the enemy queen. Maybe here they play something like that, so I can reply something like this, and I can continue playing this move e4, this is my idea. And after e4 you can imagine e4, then we have some ideas like knight to b5, give a discover threat to the queen. And you should not play like this, because he is trying to attack very brutally without develop his pieces, and usually these attacks are going to fail actually, because you didn't combine your pieces. And I'm creating a positional course right now, on how to place your pieces, and there are some elements that define the activity of the pieces. They can boost the activity of the pieces. It's not like how many squares you are controlling. There are other factors. For example, coordination, how to coordinate your pieces. And if you don't have developed your pieces, how to coordinate them. This is one variation actually, and the other way is to capture with a knight, and after that we can play the move e4. What he's going to do? He's going to move the knight, maybe here, and then we can start attacking this knight again, or he can move it there and we can play e5, something like that. And unfortunately for him here, it's not like Grunfeld. In Grunfeld we just develop the knight and he has the opportunity to exchange that knight. Unfortunately for us, because we have more space, but here we have more space, we have all the pieces on the board, we can attack this knight like this, we have the perfect center. In how many openings you have this perfect center? And I created many videos on TikTok about 10-20 games like this, and I'm destroying my opponents like this, because we have better position actually. Why he moved his pieces so many moves? And here we just play this one, and he has the idea, this particular player, 2000 ELO on lead says, he has the idea to play this move c6. And he would like to attack, right? He would like to give up a pawn and he would like to attack. What you should do in such situations? You can take the pawn or not to take the pawn, because we have ideas, and you can say if you just take the pawn, white is winning. White is winning because we have more material, better, we can develop our pieces step by step, but in order to win this type of positions, you need accuracy, and you need to calculate, and this is when in this particular area black is focused actually. He's based his idea that you are not going to calculate everything correctly, and he would like to trick you. For this reason he's going to sacrifice pieces, and you can see after this we have to play like that. Maybe he can continue developing his pieces. After this he's threatening our pawn, and if we play something like this we're going to block the bishop. Maybe he will have the idea to play moves like e5, very aggressive moves, very easy moves. And why to give this opportunity? You can think here, if he just play this move c6, he's a very generous guy, right? Because he is sacrificing a pawn. And if he is generous in move 3, he's going to be generous a little later in the game, in move 5 and move 6, and he's not going to give only one pawn, maybe he's going to give a piece. And for that reason here, I didn't capture that pawn. I know this is the best move, to capture the pawn, to punish him, but I just develop my knight to c3. What we are going to do? He just played this one during the game, and here is a question. From which opening this actually happened here? Do you know the opening? You're welcome to write it in the comments. And if he just captures with a knight, then again we can play the move e4. Unfortunately now he can take the knight, but even here we have this perfect center. He has this pawn on c6, where this knight will go actually to develop. You're going to develop it here to block your own bishop. You don't have great future for this knight, and we have this perfect center. You can see here that we have this perfect center, and after that we can continue build our attack or continue developing our pieces. So we have this one during the board, and I'd like to mention to show what it happened, how this happened after these moves actually. Usually black players played here the move c6, the Slav defense. They would like, in general, to capture that pawn and protect that pawn with the move b5. I'm not fan of these captures actually, because you're giving up the center and you're giving the opportunity to white player to attack. And I don't like this idea to just capture a pawn in order to suffer for many moves. And here's another interesting trick. After this and this, we have the system that we are examining, and after knight to c3, usually people here used to play the move knight to c6. And I don't know how this came up. Maybe they saw a video on YouTube or something like this, or read something. And here we have a very interesting trap. I had another video about that actually. And after the move e4, usually he's going to take. And after that we can play the move e4, attacking the knight. He can go here. We can give a double attack, attacking the king and the pawn. He should play this one. And after that he can go wrong actually here by playing the queen, because we can pin this one, right? And he can play that, the correct move. And after this we're threatening the knight. He's going back with the knight actually. What else to do? And after that we're going to play a very tricky move. And this move is knight to b5. Our idea is to play something like bishop to f4, and after that to give a check there. He cannot move the rook on c8 because this pawn is hanging. He cannot really take the knight because we are taking with the bishop, giving a check, and he has some problems. What he's going to do here, usually they're going to ignore everything and just create an attack, because usually people know I'm going to attack. This is what they know. I'm going to attack you, and he's going to play something like that. And here your eyes can shine, your smile can become bigger. With the confidence you can play the next move. And this is knight to d6, checkmate. Not single check, it is a checkmate, because you cannot take with the pawn. We pin that one. And usually here people used to play this one, and they continue to play knight to c6, but 2 months, approximately 2 months now, they're used to play this move, knight f6. It's more logical actually, because you are developing the bishop. This knight is not going anywhere else but only on f6, and you should play the very secure move, the moves that you are going to play in any case. And after this move here, we cannot really play this move e4. He is stopping us, and he just developed the piece. This is very natural, so here we should develop the bishop on f4 and continue the normal line. But let's go back, because after this move I just capture there, I just capture his pawn in this way, and he played the move c6. I developed my knight as we said, and now he just captured with the pawn. We have the Slav defense, and I played this one, the Slav exchange actually, and now he's playing the losing mistake. What is the losing mistake? Queen to b6. Why this is a losing mistake actually? Because he would like to capture pawns. Okay, he would like to capture pawns without development, and I call this queen. Actually, the general rule said you should not develop your queen early and capture pawns, because you are going to stay behind in development. Easily I say this, queen Superman, queen the Superman, because you feel that you have the Superman here. He can go there, capture something, going back, and you're going to win by this pawn majority, right? But this is a mistake. Actually here white should know what he's doing, and this is the first things that you're going to learn on this exchange Slav is this queen expansion, queen on b6. You should learn about that, because you're going to lose if you don't know what to do. And after this move he's going to capture the pawn, and now white should remember the only move. The only move is queen to b5. How to remember this one? It's because you should give the check actually. He has to block the check somehow, and you would like to win time in order to play this move, knight g to e2, in order to protect the knight, and after that castling short side. You cannot punish the queen expansion right now. You're going to punish this for sure, because the queen is not good piece there. And now he has two ways in order to block. he has this, he just played that during the game, but this is not the best actually. The best is to block with the bishop, and after that he has to recapture with a knight, usually this knight. You're going to play this one, he has to develop his pieces, he don't have other good moves, and now you can castling, something like that, and now you have an extra tempo, and you need to win the game. You can win the game actually, and you need to punish his mistake, and his mistake is that he is still in the center of the board with the king. How to punish this mistake? You need to give a double attack. How to do it? With a knight on c7, right? It looks really cool. How to go there on c7? We need first of all to go from two squares, from d5 or from b5. From d5 we cannot go because he can take this one, but we can go from b5. We have access to that square. We cannot do it right now because the queen can capture the knight, and for that reason we need to do something about this. And unfortunately for him, we can give this lovely threat here. We're threatening his queen. His queen don't have a lot of square, only one, and this square is queen a3, and then we can give this double threat, attacking the queen and attacking the square. And unfortunately he cannot do anything about that. He should remove the queen somewhere here, and now we can give this double threat because the bishop, this powerful bishop, is protecting the knight, and we're going to win a rook, and after that we're going to win the game, right? And for that reason he's losing after queen b6, but we have to know this perfect move, bishop b5 check. This is very important in order to develop our pieces harmoniously and extremely fast. During the game he just played that like that, I played there, bishop to f5, another aggressive move, try to control this one, try to close the center, try to develop everything naturally. And here just castle, he played e6, and now we have the perfect moment. Would you like to become sure and get stable result at chess? Then I'm recommending you this training program divided in years according to FIDE rating, for example 800, 1000, 1100, 1200. And if you click in any of these links, then you can see the curriculum of each lesson. Here you can see a small video and a very detailed description of the lesson. Please also notice that you can see a lot of puzzles, try to solve them. We have puzzles with 10 questions for every single training program. It's completely free and you can try it out. The basic methodology of the training program is that we get the basic ideas, then we have illustrative chess examples, specific exercises for each theoretical lesson, and last but not least the final conclusions. The main difference from other programs is that here we are going to analyze the typical opening errors, how to avoid them, the characteristic middle game errors of each level, learn the basic endgames, and last but not least the visualization program. This is very important because it will help you to foresee the chess move ahead and calculate better comparing to your opponents. You can get the package of 4 of these training programs, which contain 95 theoretical lessons, approximately 780 minutes. It analyzed 800 games in this fantastic final prize. So time for action is now, and click the link in the description. It's another nice diagram for you. It's white's turn. What are you going to play here with white pieces? It's not so easy, but we have something, and the idea here is that his queen captures something, but this queen will be trapped in our territory, and she just captured only one pawn and he cannot go back. During the game I should play actually the best move, a3, and he cannot do anything about the next move, rook a2. For example, if he just develop the pieces, now we're going to trap the queen, she cannot go anywhere. Or he can try to play something like that with his queen, to play queen to c2, but of course we're not forced to exchange queens. We can play this step aside move, queen e1, and now we're threatening again rook a2, and he cannot do anything about that. I didn't show this one, it was a blitz game, and I had an idea here to play queen a4 actually, because his bishop is out, pinning the knight, threatening the knight. Probably he will going to play something rook to c8, and after that I'm going to capture his pawn. He can play something like bishop to b5 in order to attack my knight or something like that, and I have a stronger move, queen takes on b7, attacking the rook, attacking the knight, and I'm winning. This is what I just calculated, and I didn't search for something else. Unfortunately, he has a tactic, he didn't found it, because it is not on his level actually to play accurate moves. And after this queen a4, we continue the line. Here I have the winning move g4 actually to close the diagonal of the bishop, or to play something like that, and after that to trap the queen again. We have this tactic, but it's extremely difficult to find such things. In any case, we can continue here, just capture the pawn on a7, and here he has a tactic actually. Very strong tactic, it's black's turn. What are you going to play? You cannot see it. It's difficult in any case, and the tactic is this, to capture with the queen, and now I have to recapture the knight. He can take, I can take, and here he has to find the accurate move. In order to find such things, you need to calculate ahead actually, and the only move here, the only move that gives advantage to black is rook to c4. Why? First of all, we're attacking the rook, and if he goes on a8 or something like this, we can play knight to b5, and we have fantastic counterplay because we are threatening this one. We can exchange rook on the c file, and we have the upper hand here. We have the upper hand. The material is equal actually. Or if he just go on c2, this is the most natural move, because he's attacking the knight. The rook is in a perfect position, but unfortunately it's bad because he's hiding his bishop, he's closing the diagonal of his bishop, and we have access on b1. He can take the knight, we can take on b7. You can see the fantastic activity. We give up a piece for a pawn actually, but we're threatening things like that, like this one. We're threatening rook to c1, rook to c8. The knight is extremely active. He didn't develop his pieces. He has very huge problems here. He cannot really play. We have the fantastic initiative. So it's very difficult to continue like this and find all of these very accurate moves. You need to calculate, and you need to have very nice rating actually, very nice understanding of all of the tactics. So here he just captured on I just captured there. He played his very natural move. I captured this one and threatening the rook, and he just castling. He's just castling. He giving up this one actually in order to capture that one. And I say no, thank you. I don't like to make these exchanges. I'd like to make more actually for my position, because all of my pieces are extremely active. And I play this move knight a4, and you can see the coordination of the pieces. I'm controlling everything, I'm attacking his queen, and after this move I have time to develop more pieces. Rook to d1, attack again. He played there. I can attack again. He played this one. I don't like to give the perpetual to his queen actually, perpetual threat to attack his queen, but we have here the idea to capture the knight with the rook, because we won some time by attacking his queen. I capture an extra piece actually, and I have an extra pawn, and he cannot do a lot of things. He just recaptured there. He cannot really attack my queen because we have this powerful rook. And after this we have the exchanges. He played this one in order to do something. He is hoping to move this knight actually to capture here the pawn, but I say no thank you. We're going to exchange his most powerful piece, the queen, and his threats are over. So I won this game. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to see you soon. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click Give Me Access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So, time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.